It's the AJ and McCall show after the show! All right, Producer Butterz, would you rather Wednesday?
This is a fun game. It's gonna get deep.
Would you rather find your soulmate or find your calling?
Oh, I'd rather find my soulmate.
That's what I said too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of stuff. Like I said, you could deal with all the crap of the outside world if you have a good home life. I think it's very possible to be like, I have a good job. Everything else sucks. I don't feel like it necessarily
like, oh, yeah,
works
this
the
is
same
great.
way. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
What would be what was the other one? Sorry.
Your calling.
Calling.
So what
Your
would be,
career. Your like
Yeah, like your dream.
what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. Like you fall into like your passion and you know exactly what it is.
I associate it with career. It could very well be like you decide public work is for you. It could be some kind of something like that. I know McCall's got a friend that works for Rafa House. That could be her calling.
Yeah. So my thought process behind it with soulmates, I honestly think that Dustin is my soulmate. I feel like we have worked really hard also to be able to get it to that point. But I feel like as braggy and as maybe conceited as this will come across, I don't intend it to be that way at all. But I feel like if there's anything that I've ever wanted to do and I've put my mind to it, I've started to get really good at it. It's just a matter of making the decision and putting all of my effort towards it. So I think that kind of comes and goes, like, if that makes sense.
Here's the question for a follow-up since you picked soulmate. Do you believe there's one perfect person for everyone out there, or is the idea of a soulmate kind of Hollywood, Disney, fairy tale mumbo jumbo, and there's a arbitrary number, dozens, several dozens, a couple of handfuls of people that you have to work on things because that's how relationships work, but you could settle down and be happily ever after with a handful of people.
Yes.
Talking to McCall.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
I feel like, I guess if you would ask me, younger me, yeah, there's like one person. Whatever.
I feel like that's probably pretty common belief.
Probably more than one person, but I don't think that everything's going to be hunky-dory.
No. There's so much work. That's exactly what I was saying earlier during the morning show.
Yeah.
Is that like, sure, if you find your soulmate, that's great, but you can't just be like, oh yeah, I found my soulmate, cool, done, we can walk away now, and everything is good. Like, I feel like you have to be working and continually growing your relationship with that person.
Yeah, I think it's the idea of a soulmate is a bit oxymoronic to how relationships work because the way relationships work is through working and evolving. But here's the thing about that. I don't think anyone will ever be able to disprove it, whether you believe it's one or not, because in all reality, there's 7 billion people in the world, so half of them are the sex you're interested in. How many of that 3.5 billion are you going to meet? 10,000? Maybe?
Maybe, max, like over the course of your entire life.
Oh, you talk about like your whole entire life?
Your whole life, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, dating life, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, so you...
Like dating
I would
age.
probably say under 1,000.
Well, see, you got small odds. I hope you hit a bullseye.
Good luck, bro.
There's 3.5 billion out there.
Luck.
So, maybe there is. Maybe there is a perfect someone for you, Producer Butterz, but they live in Russia.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Hey, maybe. Maybe.
So they were talking about magazines here at work today, and it made me think, because I don't know if you did, Producer Butterz, but I'm assuming, McCall, did you do some fundraisers when you were in like school? I'm assuming with sports stuff, right?
Yeah, of course.
Producer Butterz, did you do any of those at all through school? You do fundraisers for programs or whatever?
But I don't remember doing
Ours were always like Sally Foster.
What's that stupid card? Oh, the Liberty card or something.
Oh,
okay.
I never did those ones.
So the magazine one made me think, because there was one they used to do. You used to, at my high school, have to raise some money for prom, or you could do a fundraiser to raise your money for prom or whatever.
Oh, really?
And it was selling magazine subscriptions.
Huh.
And even then I was like, I'm not going to do this. I'll just figure out a different way to get the money. But what was your least favorite fundraising activity to do? Because they always had like different monthly ones, and they're all like, ooh, this one has special rewards, or ooh, this one's fun, or they bring in a new one, like, oh, we got something new to try. It's like, it's fundraising.
All of the above. I hated them all. I did. I hated all of them. Everybody did. All of the... Seriously, Sally Foster was like the devil's name when I was in elementary school. Because you got to go around, you got to sell wrapping paper. And it's like, why would I buy not dollar store wrapping
I think
paper?
we had one of those when I
But
was
it
in
was
elementary
like
school.
some random, like, rinky-dink thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, here, have some wallpaper, some wrapping paper. Sure, you could buy, like, some chocolates. Oh, how about this little stupid toy doll that's probably, like, $20 for an inch and a half. Like, this stupid little, I hated it. I hated selling Sally Foster.
The one, so we had a candy bar one that usually seemed to do well. We had a cookie dough one.
We did cookie dough, too, yeah.
They did that once for us.
Yeah.
The cookie dough one.
I take it
And
didn't go well.
No, I actually nailed it pretty good. I can't remember how many. I got enough that I made it in because they did like a game at the end.
Yep.
And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
I
like a
hated
dash
that.
for cash.
Okay.
Yep.
So I got to get into that, which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we had one of those. We had one, it was a cheese and sausage one.
Oh.
One of those catalogs, basically. It was
Yeah.
a little flip through the catalog. But they had a reward for that one, too. It's the only one that had a reward. So if you sold, I think it was 15 items, they gave you a 5-pound bag of gummy bears. And then it was like every 10 items after that, you got to draw from this magic box of envelopes, and they could have, they had a bill in them from 1 up to, I think, 20. I only had 50. And depending on how many sold, that's how many envelopes you got to pull.
You know, I think back to these lovely little fundraisers, and I think about them in the perspective of like work life now, because that's what it was. It was trying to persuade you to sell enough for a person above you, you know, for this lovely little, here, we're going to recruit these children, but we're going to end up rewarding them for their work, so it's not anything that's bad. Like, the money goes directly back to this big corporate office of Sally Foster or Cookie Dough or us, and you end up getting all of this money, and you basically get nothing except for like a, good job, buddy. Here's a lovely little rubber plastic bouncy ball. Enjoy. You know, and it's like the incentivization of America came from freaking selling cookie dough.
Going deep on the conspiracy theories.
I'm not necessarily going deep on the conspiracy theories. I've been thinking, I've been reading a lot of books. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, especially business ones. And so it goes right back to the way that the business world has been created from the beginning.
I hated it because it meant
I
that
also
basically
hated it.
the entire school year, and because I don't think we did any over the summer, I think.
Yeah.
But I meant like hours of my day, multiple hours a week. I was going door to door, driving to a neighborhood.
That's impressive.
Door to door.
You want to know what I did? Not that. If I didn't end up getting it, I didn't end up going.
Well, like for me, I don't remember what we did it for in elementary school. I think it was just for an award. So on that term, the crap bouncy
Right.
ball, yes.
See,
in high school, I did it because we had fees for things. Like in
Right.
marching band, you had to rent your uniform, instrument. Then every 2 years we had a trip, and then the 2 years were big trips. So that's what. So
Right.
that's what
Where
it was
did
for.
it actually go? Like, do you really think it went to that stuff?
Right, like how much of a
Well,
percentage actually went towards it?
My freshman year, we went to New York, and my junior year went to Hawaii. So.
Right. See, that's cool. But like for us, with our stuff, it was like, for volleyball, we do fundraisers and stuff to be able to cut the cost of like our uniforms
Right.
and
yeah.
our sweats.
That's the only reason I
and
did it.
stuff.
If it was like for the school, nah, whatever.
Right.
I have personal benefit. I don't care.
But seriously, like I think about it in elementary school, I'm like, what, for the PTA carnival? Like,
Yeah, I don't think I got it. I
great,
think
we
I
got a
didn't have any
dunk tank.
fees. I think it was just to help the school.
yeah.
But like
Which
my
is
mom was
fine.
like super
go
good
for
at
it.
it.
Raise money for that kind of thing. But again, I sucked because I just didn't really participate because I guess I didn't see like long-term benefit.
Oh,
I feel like
mine.
we're
You know what I
getting
mean?
taxes out of us.
Mine.
Right. Right.
Why do we need to pay more?
Well, at that
All
point in time,
fancy.
I was like 10, so.
Yeah, they got taxed. Mine was my dad. A new neighborhood, door to door, cookie dough,
I-
candy
I think
bars.
that's BS. I don't think that they should send kids out to do that.
No, I never went door to door with that kind of thing. I'd hit up like my
Hours a
grandma and that was it. Like my grandma didn't buy, that was it. I had nothing.
Well,
I was
like-
like, whatever. I'm not going door to
Both my
door.
neighbors were in my class, so I was like, well, I can't go to my neighbors.
Right, because now they have kids and right.
Then, you know,
Uh-uh.
their like relatives are like around the block, so it's like, well, I can't go around the block
Yeah, that
because
sucks.
they've already got like them.
No, yeah, I just remembered another one. I had senior year, I was in show choir, and they had fees as well, and we had to their advertising. There was really not a ton, but their advertising was selling ad space in the brochures they did for the
Yeah.
performances.
Right.
That was weird Because I was like, at least, like when you're selling food, at least it's something tangible.
See, but like ad spaces, I feel like, now this just comes from my own brain, but I feel like ad space is worth more than food because obviously the ad space, you end up getting the presentation, you end up getting your name put across wherever all of these different brochures are going, and so you get the attention, and so that appeals to the more older audience and the more like business-oriented people rather than cookie dough. Because what the crap is somebody going to do with cookie dough? Eat it, obviously, but it doesn't benefit them. You're not purchasing something that is also going to provide value to you.
I don't know. I eat most of cookie dough raw.
Dude, hard same. I still will eat cookie dough raw.
A full stomach and a happy sweet tooth is value to me. No, it was weird because I'm a high school kid going to these businesses with no information because I didn't do it for 4 years. I did it 1 year. Hey, so here's the deal, and we didn't give us any layouts or anything. You just kind of explain. You had a price point kind of, and that was it. That was weird.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't think that they should send kids to do them.
Agreed.
Going door to door doesn't sound so much like a good idea anymore. Even back when I was in high school, I don't feel like the greatest thing, but that's, pay the bills, I guess.
Sure.
That's how it goes.
Right?
Speaking of paying the bills, so my dad is, he's not in between jobs right now. He's got a job, but he's not happy about it. So he's been really racking his brain to figure out how he could be his own boss, work from home, some kind of that, without a whole lot of other parameters in that, which I feel like is good, but it's very open-ended. And it was funny because I was talking to our owner last week, and I'd be ignorant to ignore, like, everyone would love to either own their own business, be their own boss. That's it's the American working dream.
Right.
But it was just funny to talk it to, my boss of bosses and be like, yeah, everybody wants to do that. And be like,
yeah, everybody does.
Just don't be successful.
No, so this is
Did he actually say that?
no. This is something that I have been very interested in. Ha 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 ha. Haha, because I've been paying a ton of attention to it.
I missed the joke.
I don't.
Sorry, I thought you guys were laughing at me. Anyway.
No, you were going, ha 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 ha, and Producer Butterz going,
well, you guys were laughing first, so I thought that you guys were laughing at it. Anyway.
No, we were laughing at, never mind.
Anyway.
We were on a totally different subject.
Great. Sorry, beside the point. So, running your own business, owning your own business. I told AJ earlier, we were talking about his dad and his side hustle. You just got to figure out, like, if you want to be like your own boss or if you want to have somebody to report to also, because he was talking about maybe doing like Uber Eats and driving for Uber Eats and
it's
stuff.
more so just he doesn't want to have someone directly to report to. Like,
Right.
obviously, he's not going to just start his own business out of thin air. Or maybe he will.
Yeah.
I probably, at this point, not, at least not initially. So he just doesn't want to have someone he has to directly report to and or work under.
I want to. I don't mean to be rude. To
No, of course not.
this, but isn't he kind of lazy?
No, I think it's just, I would class it more as just kind of, I hadn't thought about like the important questions like what am I good at, what do I do? I think for a long time his working career has been determined by this is what pays the bills.
Right.
What's his current work? Or I guess, or if he.
So there's this factory in my hometown that is I think it's the number one. It builds semi-trailers.
Oh, cool.
It's,
So welding?
no, fork truck driver I think is what his job title is at the moment.
You know, it's kind of
That's
hard because
That's going to be a hard one to try.
yeah, because there's not really like a business that you can start out of that one because like you could, you could,
If you don't want to say.
you could, however,
Mr. Knight's.
Yeah, we'll leave
it.
right. You could
Forklift driving.
see, but the problem is then you have to.
Teach kids
He
how to do
could,
that.
but then you have to purchase all of the equipment. Then you got to get the insurance and the licensing in order to be able to do
Well,
it.
You got to do that either way.
Right, but he doesn't want to be able to have that kind of responsibility. He wants like somebody else that he
So
can
he
report
wants-
to,
he
but
wants
like
the
not
driver without
directly.
all the responsibility.
No, I think it's not so much starting. I don't even know that he wants to go his own business. If something could work out that way, I think he'd be happy. I think initially he just wants to get out of kind of the normal corporate chain.
Right.
Like he's tired of working for people that he doesn't like reporting to and all that, so he wants to do something a little bit less traditional where he's more so he mentioned Uber Eats, and the reason he mentioned that is because he'd be more responsible for himself. There's no direct boss. Yes, there's somebody to report to, but he's basically in control of everything. He picks his hours, he handles all that. Something like that to start with, and then if something else comes along or he can figure something else out, I think he's all for it. Like that.
Part of that problem is you're still going to have to work just as hard in the Uber Eats than you did.
Right.
The other
See,
things.
I've-
You're probably not going to have time to do
Right. So
other things.
I've got friends who will remain anonymous that it's the
in
same
low places.
it's the same kind
Great
of
song.
situation. And my friends, we've had this conversation before, that it's like, I want to work, but like I don't want to be like working. Like I want to do something that's like laxed. So instead of like, you know, doing physical labor, it's like, well, I'm not really working if I'm doing X, Y, or Z, driving,
Right, okay.
this
Yeah, yeah.
or this.
Yeah.
And so it turns into that kind of a thing, which is like, I want to work, I want to get paid, but I don't really want to do much.
Right, and I don't think that's the case for
Right,
him.
for him.
Uber Eats was just something he thought of off bat because
Right.
it's not the normal.
It's not traditional.
What does he
structure.
have to lose? I mean, you can try it.
Yeah, of
So-
course.
And that's what I think McCall's ultimate answer this morning on the show was, you know, throw as many things as you can at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
Because
You do-
if you're
you
unhappy
do
with your
Uber
job,
Eats and Uber at the same time, so you could pick up
Probably.
something and deliver
I mean,
it
it's the
too.
same. It's the same.
Bam, you got two things done.
There you go, right there, all in one situation.
Career-
Y'all-
If
career
you don't- if they
problem
frown
solved.
On that, get the other one, Lyft or whatever.
Yeah. Then do Lyft and Uber Eats. Perfect.
Yeah.
Great.
It's like,
Love
"Good,
that.
sorry, I gotta make one stop, and I won't charge you for this." I'll be right back.
solving the world's problems, producer.
Yeah,
I
'cause
should have
if
just
you-
brought it to you first.
If you pick the
Solved it all.
ride share option, there's totally a chance right there.
Yeah, you guys are locked in. Yeah, yes, you guys are locked in a lot on this driving. It was just an example because I didn't know what to tell him because I don't know. I mean, ideally, yeah, I think a lot of people would love to work and not directly have a boss they have to deal with.
Of
Is
course.
there like another service like that, like for like dogs or?
Yeah, there's one called I think it's
almost
called
was a
Wags.
professional dog walker.
Yeah, there's
once.
a app called like Wags or Walks or something along those lines. It's got a Z in it. I don't know.
Makes it hipper.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah,
Love it.
More
I've
pizzazz.
seen a commercial that you basically store people's crap. and they pay you.
I don't like that. That makes me uncomfortable.
I don't care for that either because who knows what you're storing. But that is if that's not a 21st century way to earn money, I don't know what is. 'Cause
Right.
There's a big business. I can't remember. I think it was last year. Might have been the year before. There's a big business that started in New York where this guy started his own company and all they do is wait in line for things for people.
See, and I
So
don't
they don't
mind
have
that.
to.
I don't mind that. Remember when I had the idea for that gas truck? I was talking about like gas trucks that'll drive up to you and like drop off in case you run out of gasoline or something like that. This has been like a year and a half ago or something like that.
And they're like, we already.
They freaking have it.
Well, yeah.
I say that's but,
It belongs in California, but
the business
fine.
model in the 21st
It's called
century.
Emergency roadside assistance.
no. They have like a physical, actual gas truck.
The business model in the 21st century is to take something that people spend money on and then take the people out of it.
Yep.
Because like hotels became Airbnbs,
Yep.
taxis became Uber, obviously.
Yep.
Amazon now delivers everything. That's like the business model is to take what is a traditional business and then just take the people out of it.
It's a very smart business move because you think about it, Airbnb owns 0 properties. Their owners own the properties. Uber owns 0 cars. Bitcoin doesn't even actually have any cash associated with it. There is no physical anything associated to it. It's very smart.
Yeah.
So you got to find something that people do and find a way to basically run a company where everyone does the work. That's been the 21st century model, or take stuff out of it.
I've always wanted to put like storage units.
Yeah. Storage
always
units are a
have
smart
crap.
move.
And then if they don't pay the bill, then you can lock it up and sell the crap.
Yeah. They do
Might be
storage
crap,
wars.
but-
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Storage wars is a
You
real
have
thing. You
storage
bid X
wars
amount of dollars
over
on
in
a
Utah.
whole thing. But you got to
mean, my
figure
dad
out if it's
doesn't live here,
worth
but yeah.
it. Right. You got to
Okay,
figure out if
wherever
it's
your
worth the
dad's at.
investment and all of that jazz.
Storage Wars, Indiana.
Storage
Indiana.
Wars,
Perfect.
Deanna. Got it.
I like it. Just keep. I'll
just
refer
doing
my
it.
dad as like, all right. So producer Butterz, he's trying. So
We're
just,
helping.
Just see what he's got. See what sticks.
We're coming up with creative
Solar panel
ideas.
business seems to be
No.
pretty big.
That's a sore spot for McCall. Let's just move off of that one now.
Why is that a sore spot?
Every time those commercials come up,
Solar panels.
see.
I mean, if people want to buy it.
Yeah, go for it.
why not try to get in on the installation part of it?
Yeah, why not? Go for it. Make some money. It's fine.
Yeah, he should just do something, like Scentsy or.
No, I like Scentsy. Scensy's okay. We're not talking about the other ones. Nope.
Or Avon.
All right, McCall. So I think real quick sidestep Tupperware. Funny fun fact. I refer to all. It's not Tupperware is a specific brand, but I just call all of it Tupperware.
I do too. It's because they did a really good job cornering the market.
But that's not okay. Quick tea on that, McCall. People I think are jumping the gun on this. I'm assuming what is in your description.
Yes, probably so.
So we have had 2 people that have jumped the gun. So if you want to maybe actually give the cue here.
Okay. The keyword now is money.
Money, 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 money.
So all you gotta do is text VFX money to 68255 for your chance to win Lava Hot Springs tickets. Do it now.
Do it. Yeah. So it's not actually all Tupperware, but I don't know anyone besides the kind of obnoxious person who's like, well, technically it's not all. That's the only time I ever hear that. Everyone else just calls it Tupperware.
Yeah.
What else would you call it?
No idea. Plastic storage?
Plastic.
I just call it
Sustainable
Tupperware,
storage.
But the actual brand Tupperware, I think, is pretty good.
I really like, so I use the Ziploc ones, and I also have Rubbermaid. Those are the 2 that I use. I've never
yeah,
purchased.
that's one of them. I have a few of those.
Yeah, I've never purchased.
I don't call them that, but I have those.
Me neither. Like
Sorry, Tupperware.
the OG Tupperware.
Yeah, Tupperware.
I've never
I don't know
purchased
how
it.
I inherited some.
It's just
Tupperware
you just
thing.
acquire it.
It's just the way Tupperware
Yep.
works.
Yeah.
I just inherited a bunch. And
Yeah.
You
I
get to
love
keep
it.
the lids, and then they
I love
magically.
the lids to actually, the lids are cool because they're not flat. They're like a rubber plastic. I don't know. It's weird. So if your food's too big for the bowl, it just folds up to it. You could push it in. pull it
Oh,
out,
that's
but it
cool.
doesn't stay there. It's just
Tupperware technology is amazing.
Right?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I have ones.
They
I
make
have
it out
ones
of
that have the flap
taffy.
snaps, and then it has a little spout on the top. So if you microwave something, you don't want it to explode, you can pop it so it'll cool off.
You know,
Yeah.
I love.
Tupperware's awesome.
I love I've got the divider ones, and it's really been nice. While I've been food prepping, it's
Yep.
been really, really, really nice.
Tupperware's good.
Lettuce one.
Oh, nice. Do you guys have lettuce
lettuce?
spinners? So when you wash your lettuce, you can put it in there and you
We're
twist
normal,
it.
everyday people.
I don't have it. I don't have one.
Yeah, sure.
I
I
just
did
think
not
they're
know.
really cool.
I
Then-
water it down and I throw it in that Tupperware.
No, so if it gets soaking wet or anything, you just spin it
I
and
know
then
what
it
it
spins all the
is.
water off.
I
It's
didn't say,
great.
I was just gonna ask Producer Butterz. Didn't her tone sound very longing for that?
I
I
want
just put it in
one.
the dryer.
Okay, see, that's what it sounded like. I put it in the dryer. No, if it's spinach, it's
loves
easy.
shriveled
Just put it on
lettuce?
heat for 30 seconds, and a whole bag of spinach will turn into a leaf.
Correct.
Stupid spinach.
Yep. That's exactly how it
Well, I don't
goes.
choose to cook spinach,
I'll cook it if I make it with pasta.
Just put it in. I don't mind it in salads. Kale. Mix it with fruit and blend it to oblivion.
I really like. I have a really tasty kale salad I'm making for dinner tonight. Actually, with my pork chops. It's very tasty. It comes in a bag from Walmart. It's called kale salad.
Is it
It's great.
kale with your ranch?
No, it's got a honey Dijon mustard dressing that goes on top of
Everything
it.
she said, right? Everything.
It's
Everything.
so good, and then it's got little cranberries and
Producer
apples
Butterz is
and.
just throwing
broccoli
vegetables under
and-
the bus, and McCall's like, "Well, this kale salad actually
It's so
going to be
good.
indubitably delicious."
Look, I'm sorry I gotta look on the positive side of things because I can't keep getting dragged down by the sadness.
Oh boy. Well, we do have a winner, which we will get taken care of. So somebody else won Lava Hot Springs tickets.
Whoop, whoop.
Congratulations! Remember, all this week on the after show,
We got chances to win.
there's 2 days left in the week in case you can't keep tracking. I can't
Thursday,
blame you
Friday.
because it's
Got
the
it.
5th year of 2020.
It's fine.
This has been the AJ and McCall show. After the show!